Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the Dreamhack Dota 2 competition. It's Dreamhack Summer 2013, and we're here in our quarterfinal matchup, game number 1 of the Quantic versus Team Liquid matchup. The French, the Ukrainian, and Russian all going up against the boys from America, who will triumph in this one and advance themselves through to the semifinals to be played tomorrow. You'll find out over the course of the next possibly 3 hours. So settle yourselves down, grab that hot cup of cocoa, and get yourself ready, because you're going to have not only my voice, but the dulcet tones of my co-commentator joining in for the broadcast. Welcome to your quarterfinal capitalist.
Oh, yeah.
That's as dulcet as you get.
Team Liquid versus Quantic. This, I'm excited. When you told me that we were going to be able to follow Liquid, a team that, you know, is obviously I'm a fan of, and Quantic, who has just been showing so well lately. I mean, it all started with the TI3 qualifier. It was obvious that they had been practicing, they've been working on this in order to get where they are at today, and they have just been advancing through the ranks left and right. No team is safe from them, as we've seen from these last couple of games, and this should be a very exciting series. I'm pretty pumped.
Man, I'm looking forward to it as well. Like, I'm a fan of what TC does. I'm a fan of all the boys over on Team Liquid, but really, Quantic, Goblak in particular, I love talking to this guy. I love the way his mind works. Like, I was having a quick chat to him before, and I couldn't help but quote one of his things over on my Twitter. And it was just simply like, okay, man, like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about this game? And he's like, man, I don't even know what I'm thinking. All I do is just pick random pitches during a draft. And it's like, he's such a larrikin. If you talk to him about like serious mechanics and stuff like that, he can just like decode that living crap out of absolutely everything. No reference sheets required. It's just all in his brain. He does it all on the fly as well. And that's what makes him such a dynamic captain. And then you have someone like fucking Matt behind him, who actually comes up with really cool and inventive ideas, is a really good player as well. You got Funzy, who's really been shining in that middle lane. Soshka, Silent, all of them together are just really good players, and they found this synergy that works so nicely with them. Liquid, they're up, they're down, they're hot, they're cold, but when they're hot, they are so hot. Like, they're Bulba level hot. Actually, no, that's not right. They're 1437 level hot. That's what they are.
Yeah, that's even better right there. Well, we've got some first picks coming out. We've got Gyrocopter and Visage being picked up by Team Liquid. That's obviously a very strong team fight coming already. You've got a potentially very aggressive tri-lane coming out with that Visage, obviously one of the strongest tri-lane heroes in the game right now. While on Quantic's side, you've got the very defensive Treant Protector being able to give you a lot of protection there, and also the Darkseer, who is a very good counter to Treant Protector, being able to burn through that armor with that Ion Shell, and also an extremely good team fight hero that can stand up against what Team Liquid has already started out with. We've got bans coming out, Shadow Demon Lich being taken out by Quantic, and we've got the Bane being taken away so far by Team Liquid.
Yeah, they're just taking out those extra controllers, a little bit worried. Quantic Gaming, like, this Lich is something they really like to run, but they're going to take it out against Team Liquid, so they must be a little bit more concerned just about a defensive tri-lane then, which kind of makes me question what Quantic is trying to do on this bottom lane. Like, what are they attempting to do? Or are they just thinking of Visage is going to go an aggressive tri-lane, you run a Lich in the middle of this one? Because I'll be more worried about a Keeper of the Light coming up right now from Team Liquid. You've already got a Treant Protector going up against Darkseer as well. You need somebody to help you in the team fight, be it the Blinding Light, be it the Illuminate, be it also bringing in people through the recall. Would be the first thing to flag on my list of this one. And Team Liquid, they probably know that Quantic won't take it either. They've definitely got these set players that play certain roles. And Treant Protector, Goblak, I don't actually remember him picking up a Treant Protector and a Keeper of the Light all in the same one. So I'm interested to see if Liquid are going to go with like that wonderful Illuminate into Soul Assumption combination. Or if we're going to see something a little bit more, I would say out of the box, but I doubt either of these teams want to try something out of the box in the Dreamhack quarterfinal in the first game. Maybe game 2 if things don't go 100% right. But right now, yeah. I'm expecting a little bit more stock standard coming up from Goblak, and there we go. Windrunner gets to come in.
Yeah, honestly, I really agree with the Keeper of the Light analysis. I think that he would be a very strong pickup for Team Liquid. They run him, often enough. He is very strong support here that could combo really, really well with the Visage. On top of that, you've already got so much team fight going in with the Gyrocopter. You could potentially add in split push element on top of that, picking up maybe even just a hard carry, being able to move him around the map as necessary. But they're going to pick up a Crystal Maiden as support who's really been seeing a lot of shine lately, ever since the slight buff that she has received, both to her ultimate and to the Arcane Aura. We've been seeing Crystal Maidens being picked up now and again, and it's been proven to be pretty successful. I mean, she's always been one of those support heroes who can put out a lot of damage very early on, one of those few supports who does have a double nuke at level 2. So definitely a lot of potential there. Team Liquid with the Gyro Visage Crystal Maiden, man, that's a pretty scary combo, especially if Crystal Maiden works well with Visage due to the large AoE of Crystal Nova, which does 100 damage. If you land that on just 2 or 3 heroes, that's going to be getting you some pretty easy souls. You mix in a couple of auto attacks, and that's going to be some maxed out soul assumption and some easy nukes going down. So, as well as some very, very early slows coming out, both with Crystal Maiden being able to lock down a hero like Darkseer, who's going to be using Surge to get away, and Windrunner, who has that Windrun ability. That's going to be pretty important. I'm wondering if they're going to have enough lockdown for this as they pick up a Juggernaut, even though there's a Windrun on the other team. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I'm feeling for the Juggernaut right now, man. This is like they got health, they got mana. What more do you need for the top lane? Absolutely nothing. Gyro will get to go on that solo bottom lane, or is it going to be the Juggernaut in the solo mid? That's where my question's going to come in right now, because Quantic, they have 2 potential long laners. I'm already assuming the Windrunner is actually in a support role here, as opposed to the mid solo, because Luna will want to be up in that top lane for Quantic. Don't really see a need to go on aggressive tri-lane unless they are going to try and combine Windrunner up with something else down the bottom lane, but that means leaving Treant Protector and Darkseer. It's very, very messy if you go that kind of logic. So Darkseer middle lane, Windrunner middle lane, or either one on the bottom lane. Luna, Treant Protector +1 could be up on that top lane as well, and they'll need someone who's got really good control, someone who can actually push back the Crystal Maiden and the Visage if things get rough, but also live through it all as well. And I got a feeling of a Jakiro, but I also feel like Quantic needs something else that can combine up a little bit better with the Darkseer. Jakiro for me is the big thing because obviously the high strength gain, so the ability to survive on that lane up against Visage as well as Crystal Maiden and Juggernaut. And the Ice Pass really going to do some wonders, and combining it with the Macropire during a team fight. They've already got the Windrunner for the Shackle though, so maybe they feel that is enough. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know from Goldblack. He's still open. He's still very open with options coming into this last pick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the puck ban out, it looks like they're thinking it's going to be a Treant Protector Windrunner support. Both of them are a little bit atypical. Treant Protector, we see him a lot more in the support role nowadays. Windrunner, we've seen it a few times here and there in the past, and then of late, she's really been picked up a lot more. Viper is actually going to be picked up. I think that was a really smart ban by Team Liquid, taking away the Queen of Pain, recognizing that they were going to be going for a middle here. And with that puck ban, Queen of Pain was definitely going to be a very dangerous potential pickup, especially against the squishy heroes of Crystal Maiden and Visage. Being able to throw down that nuke damage on Gyrocopter before he can pop his VKB, as well as have the mobility versus a Juggernaut. Very, very dangerous hero. But Viper, we've got some nice slow that's going to be able to lock down both the Gyrocopter and the Juggernaut a little bit, but I wonder if that's really going to be enough of a presence early on to stop Team Liquid's just sort of overwhelming team fight as it stands right now. Right now, I mean, real quick, Toby, I've been trying to actually lock down the last time these two teams have played against each other, and I just haven't found anything. Last time I found was March 3rd, and I can't believe that's right. I cannot believe that is the last time these two teams faced up against each other. I
actually don't have a stat for you on that one, man.
Yeah, I knew it's been a while, but like months while? That seems crazy to me.
The list I have has it at least before June. If you get back that far, yeah, maybe someone in the chat can work it out. Like, how long has it been since Quantic and Liquid actually played against each other? Because if you think about it, the only place you would do it would be, well, the defense would be it, but they weren't in the same groups for the defense. In the playoffs,
Right.
they'll match up there. Liquid doesn't play in Star Ladder.
Yeah.
D2L?
Yep, that was the last time. The raid call D2L, number 2. March 3rd, there was they were part of the round robin. So that is when the last time they faced up against each other.
Slark is the last one.
Wow.
I was wondering if we'd see this little Murloc come in. And up against a Viper as well. So mid-solo Funzy. It's going to be that Viper in the middle lane. Support Windrunner. Support Tree and Protector. And they'll be babysitting Silent on that Luna. And then that leaves Soshka for the long lane. And Korok as the Slark. I'm interested to see who wins that battle. The battle of the Viper and the Murloc. Who comes out on top of that one?
I'm going to say that's definitely going to be Viper. Viper's harassment is pretty much... nobody can really match that. Especially going up against melee heroes, unless Viper, misplays somehow, and Slark is able to just be able to get a kill early on in that lane. Viper should be able to provide enough harassment, and also be able to CS really well. And Nether Toxin extremely powerful in that regards, and the lower Slark gets, the more damage he's going to be taking due to that. So they're probably going to have to feed him if he does go middle. That's going to be a very, very dangerous lane for him. But then again, if they feel it's that bad, they may actually... well, no, they've got Bulba running on that Juggernaut, so never mind.
I was wondering if they'd actually move Bulba to the middle lane and combine him up with IX Mike 88.
Yeah.
It's an older kind of strategy. It was actually something which was used by a Swedish team, Skåne. And they would do it with different heroes. It was this was back before, like, even the changes to Crystal Maiden, and they still wanted to keep playing the Crystal Maiden. And you go with Frostbite, and you have somebody else who would just come in close and do a nice bit of damage. And this would work with Brewmasters, this would work with Juggernauts, this would work with any kind of hero. Anti-Mage was also one of the big popular ones to use with the Crystal Maiden as well as just the Anti-Mage, and it will secure early farm and just dominance there. But not going to see it in this game. It will be Bulba on that Juggernaut heading towards the top lane. IX Mike 88 will be babysitting him at the very, very start. So will Visage. Visage coming up here with a stick, and he's already preparing for a lot of spam abilities coming his way. And then in towards the middle lane, it'll be Korok as the Slark. Down on the bottom lane, that puts TC as the Gyro, and TC will be matching up against Soshka as the Darkseer. Middle lane will be Funzy as Viper up against Korok, and that leaves our defensive tri-lane from Quantic, and that'll put Silent onto the farming up Luna with her Nova. Be joined by Goblike as the Tree Protector, and that leaves the very soulful Windrunner. Gameplay by Bucky Mad.
I was almost wondering if they were going to try and bait out the Juggernaut, show the fact that he was going to be off lane, and bait it out and have the two supports come in as a surprise to try and go for that early first blood. But instead it looks like they're just going to take the haste rune that they picked up here. And nicely done. This is a really important ward. Because the wards are so important early on, you're going to see a lot of teams doing very much more defensive wards like this one laid down by Team Liquid. Looks like they might be trying to sneak around. They're going to try a nice little body block there by IX Mike.
It's just so cute watching Crystal Maiden run that fast. It's so beautiful. And Goldblake doesn't want to let him back up again. Haste is going to wear off, and Crystal Maiden walks very, very slowly. And you do not want
Funzy middle.
Is it really?
Oh.
So, who was meant to win that lane again?
Okay. So, Funzy just full on he tanked creeps and, like, put himself... I don't know, he just tanked a lot of damage from the creeps and put himself that low.
Top lane San's going to go down as well. Living Armor was trying to keep him up. And he's been, well, that wasn't even a, well, it was a grave chill. And now they move over to Bucky Mad. IX Mike 88 went Nova to start with. Look how low Bucky Mad already goes. Someone needs to give him a salve already, but they've only got tangos up here on the top lane. This is, what is happening to Quantic? And what is Liquid doing? It's beautiful. Whatever it is, it's beautiful. But it's just this aggression which seems to be able to come out from them. And Juggernaut, he's ready to rock and rumble on this top lane, but look at his build. Like, we're not seeing the healing ward from him. If I'm not mistaken, he got a point up in stats.
Yeah. This is a bit more typical. It used to be that you would always see stats being picked up.
I thought Korok was going to go again here on Funzy, which he was, but Funzy and Korok, they're just trading blows back and forth.
That death was so bad because it gave Korok a nice easy bottle, one thing. And then on top of that, this lane changes up at level 6. They're supposed to be always jumping on him again, even with the tree armor.
Are you going to have a crack at bucking? Yep, there's the Frostbite. Windrun has to go. Soul Assumption, 5 HP for Bucky Mad. He lets one last power shot, will actually miss Fluff and stuff, and might because they turn to fight Silent quickly. And this living armor, it can't do what it needs to do, because Golblack can't leave the lane. This was always the strength of Golblack's Tree and Protector. Oh, jump in middle lane. Fuzzy's going to go down. And this is now 2 kills. Korok gaining momentum on a Slark. It's danger written all over it. He still copped a decent chunk of damage from the creep wave on the way out again. But this top lane, it's already pushing in. Bulba wants to find himself a kill. He's got that 1-point stat, 2-point spin. IX Mike 88's already got the Nova plus the Frost. And Golblack needs his level 3. He needs that second level in living armor. As I was about to say, his biggest strength with the Tree and Protect was always the fact he got space. He was able to pull through, he was able to find the farm. There's mud golems that are there, and yeah, Korok's coming in for Soshka, and even if he's going to try and surge himself, there's the leap, and he got the leash, which means full Rocket Barrage going to go. The creep wave's going to be there, and Soshka kind of feels like he's on a bungee cord after Korok has a crack at him. But Korok did still cop some decent damage. He's going to rotate back up again, no rune for him. And Bucky Mab, he actually didn't go back. He's trying to survive. Either that or he came back and then instantly dropped in life points.
Yeah, all these lanes are just so dangerous. Korok's pretty much, like, this lane is supposed to be in Slark's advantage once he hits level 6. Both heroes hit level 6. His Viper's ultimate is not going to be very useful whatsoever versus this Slark. And he also has the regen to really be able to deal with the harassment of Viper. But he won his early levels, and now it's going to be cake once he hits level 6.
Yep. But at the same time, though, we can't underestimate the harassment level of Funzy. And not just for the Slark. Like, the Slark wants to rotate in, that's fine. But when Funzy starts rotating out and he starts looking for heroes like Fluff and IX Mike 88, he can destroy them so quickly, just solo. You get that 3rd point up in poison attack, and you basically got, well, yeah, no cooldown. It's continuous harassment. Korok now does find his level 6. So, welcome to the magical world that is Slark. For Funzy, he's still powerful. This Viper, this mid-game for him is just so strong. Especially when you're going to combine it up with a Luna Blessing of Luna. Should be all good to go. And Soshka, finally now going to stay on the lane. We kind of forget about this Darkseer on the bottom lane. 27 for nil for him on this bottom. Running Bottle down here. That Courier is working so hard. It's like a complete overtime for the little mechanical boy. And right now, Flop and stuff's even going to see the Courier. Yep, there goes the Courier. Flying around.
TC's really doing a good job with this harassment from Darkseer. He actually just spotted a good time to turn around, do a lot of damage to Soshka. He's had to actually...
TC's in trouble. TC's in a lot of trouble right now. Funzy's already rotating down. If he turns to fight this creep wave, and Funzy's able to get the ulti off, then TC's dead. Okay, now TC's dead. He turned to fight the lane. There goes the ulti. Attack him down, and that's TC's just burning underneath Viper. Easy kill. TP back to mid. We got to get back into his lane, and this now helps Soshka just shut down that gyro. Even though he's 39 for 8, there's still a lot of time on the sidelines, and then to TP back out again. More gold to be expended.
Yeah, you know, I mean, honestly, they should know that the Viper was going bottom like that. They have the vision at top. You know, Korok obviously knew that he wasn't middle. So I feel that death was a little bit unnecessary, but still, he's doing a really good job CSing in middle. He's dealing well with the harassment of Darkseer. Gyrocopter, one of the few heroes who can stand up decently well versus a Darkseer, just because Darkseer has to play very, very careful when he is going past the tower skipping like that. It's very, very easy to get caught out of position if you say you go an early level on homing missile. You see a lot of gyrocopters just force Darkseers away from the lane a lot just with a single homing missile, just because the chance of getting caught in that stun in range of a rocket barrage, you just cop way too much damage. But he's just maxing out flat cannon, just trying to deal with creep wave as much as possible, pushing it back when he can to deal with the double ion shell, and then also spamming rocket barrage whenever Darkseer gets close. So he's you know, keeping up. He's 39 and 8 right now when it comes to CS, so that's really well done.
That it is, man. That it is. So just a quick moment there for Liquid to fix some stuff up, while Fluff and Stuff also gave us a nice little doodle over on the mini map. And it's 5:50 into this game, And Viper actually going to walk back to middle lane. He picked up a TP scroll, but he's wanting to walk back. Might be a little bit more conscious about what can happen if Bulba starts diving on this top lane.
Yeah.
And now it's actually Korok with a double damage rune. This is danger zone. This is like more than danger zone. This is the reason why you can't have nice things. Korok with a DD. He runs north, thinking he might be being watched by a rune, but he's not. Comes back in towards the middle lane, and Funzy's like, yep, okay, don't know what you really want to plan with this one. See the DD rune, okay. Harass him, push him back a little bit, but that is all. Keep in range of that tower. Without it, he'll die.
Yeah, that movement speed is absolutely incredible. I mean, Korok just pretty much scouted out if there were any wards in that top area without missing a single CS. Like, he came back in time to be able to pick up the rest of the wave before it died. Just amazing how that mobility. And both, honestly, both of these mids are just roaming around.
Oh, Funzy! He had the ulti off cooldown 1 second after TC turned.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He might have been thinking about it. But with the phase boost up on TC, of course his movement speed's going to be nothing once Viper gets poisoned as well as ulti out. But that's actually a good time to TP. IX Mike 88 was rotating down looking for him. And then the movement back in towards middle lane. Korok, he still wants Funzy. You can see it. It's just like if you could puff out the stomach of this Slark. That is exactly what he's doing to Funzy right now. And Funzy, he's almost happy to fight this one. He's just turn an ulti. He's going to go down, so he actually ultis up an IX Mike 88, and he will go down. Couldn't see Korok, couldn't kill him off. That's the reason why I'm staying in range of the tower, and a very simple kill for Liquid.
Yeah, this is really going to snowball hard against them. Once that Slark hits like level 11, level 12, that's when he really starts getting extremely powerful with that essence shift. Being able to constantly move around these ganks and still hold on to some of those stats that he's stolen makes him more and more dangerous. And he's going to be able to pick up BKB. And at that point in time, he's pretty much going to be unstoppable. You have very few disables that are going to be able to slow him down.
If he keeps rune controlling like this as well, Quantic will never be able to slow him down. And he's just getting more and more momentum with him. The fact he's now buying up his tread, still got 600, 700 gold in the bank account. How's Bulba looking on the top? Working into his drums, now a recipe away. IX Mike 88, even able to afford a wand soon after buying up boots. Now, almost all the supports have something. Visage still pretty lean. But then again, so is Windrunner. We got boots and a TP scroll and branches. That's basically all she wrote. But we do have Shackle as well as Power Shot. It's good burst damage combining up with a 3-point Lucent Beam. And Goldblack started his pull. He's got 2 points up now in the living armor. This is exactly what he needed. He needed to find space. He needed to be able to farm himself up here. Of course, though, then they all come in and just try and leech up the Mud Golem. So, maybe not as much space as I thought he was going to get, because that would have been his level 5. And that would have been 3 points up in the living armor then.
Yeah.
Which he's still going to get from this creep wave on the top now. It just took him a little bit longer to get.
You know, Gyrocopter, he keeps going into the neutrals, and Fluff actually just sent him a set of wards. He's going to be able to farm really, really well. Unless they're going to try and smoke gank him, he has the vision necessary to be able to see these ganks upcoming. And Viper is definitely, much like Slark, is definitely one of those heroes you want to be able to move around fairly early on top.
They having a crack. There goes your ultimate out from Silence. A lot of damage to Mike and Bucky mad. He doesn't have enough to finish him off. He's too low. 19 HP. And now there's already a 1-for-1 trade. Make it actually a 2-for-1 trade with that Soul Assumption by Fluff doing a lot of damage. And now he focuses over towards Funzy. He's a bigger target. Fluff and stuff. Leech C from Goldblack. Able to help out the Bulba. Actually picks up a triple kill him this. He already threw out his ultimate. And Goldblack running as fast as he possibly can away. Soshka forced the TP up to the top lane and try and help out, especially once TC ended up here. And that healing ward from Bulba, alive throughout most, if not all, of that fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was a good trade. Really good trade for Quantic, or excuse me, Liquid, because they lost not only their carry but their mid as well in that team fight. Whereas Bulba was able to pick up all 3 of those kills, which is going to give him very, very early drums. Which is pretty huge. In an aggressive tri-lane like this, it's hard to be able to get farm while also still keeping up the aggression. And right now he's sitting at 44 CS and 3 kills. That's really, really well done.
Almost want to give an award for this one. Especially now we start seeing items rolling out. There's no club up on Gyro and an Ogre club up on Korok. So as you were saying, these BKBs are going to start to come up. Fonzie won't really care too much about it, but still, heroes like Luna are going to start to get a little bit annoyed about this, especially considering Luna just has no damage. She has no life steal either, so she can't just like go into her own jungle and take care of that. Especially once this tier 1 tower goes down the top lane. If they lose the tier 2 tower, Quantic, they're in more than trouble. They're just completely gone. Korok trying to chase down Soshka. Nice little bit of a juke. Using that haste rune to a maximum effect. Able to avoid the tether of Korok.
That was a beautiful play, and they may actually be able to bait him in. Windrunner's just sitting around Korok leaping away, really smart.
Had to realize something was wrong. Bulba's coming in towards the middle lane. Ulti in 10 seconds for him. He wants to wait a little bit longer. Silence as well as Funcy. As Observer Wars is kind of watching this movement around. But yep, there's Bulba now with his drums up, TC, so that's going to force the 5v5 engagement, or at least 4v5, while Korok's still on the bottom lane, but he can be there pretty fast. Viper, TP to the bottom, but I'm pretty sure he just caught a glimpse of him. Yeah, he most definitely did. Now we're in daytime. So Korok goes back. Living Armor does not protect the tier 1 tower for long. They have fortifications if they really want to use it, and they will use it. Trying to get Liquid back, but they've got a new creep wave coming in, and no one from Quantic is making a move to protect that tier 1 tower. It goes down.
Middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of pushes that they need. They can't do little small pushes and let Tree pretty much heal the tower back up fully. They're committing a lot of numbers to taking down these towers and taking some early map control, and it is definitely going to be paying off. I mean, you look at the gold lead, it's already sitting about 4,000 and about 1,000 experience lead. So even though they're grouping up a little bit more, they are still keeping that experience lead. It's been dropping down a little bit, but just look how defensive, for example, Silent at top. Without his tower, he just simply cannot go forward and farm like that. It's just too dangerous.
Even farming up its own jungle, Liquid, they watch everything, man. They're watching everything. They control the source of income for Quantic. No key items come up. Bulba makes his way up, and now he's sitting there with 1 level ulti. It's not enough to kill if either Godblack or Silent solo, but with a spin, with Godblack solo, maybe it will be. Wow, he didn't even need a spin.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how much that Omni Slash is able to do if you're just able to lock down that one target. Bulba picking up that Invis rune. That was a huge boost to him. Funzy coming in hasted.
Yep, and there's no spin up on Bulba. Shaka will fly. It's only a mini stun. Trying to put that Iron Shield out, so Soshin getting close. Power shot as well. But Bulba able to run back and put down that healing ward. So now they'll turn to see if they want to fight. Familiars trying to get sniped off. Not going to be possible. TC's coming in. Look for the call down position. Where's it going to be? It's overlooking for Funzy, but Funzy's outrun it. Familiars are right in front of him. Medallion of Courage already up for Funzy, and Korok says, well, hello, welcome back again. Soul Assumption attack, 1 more hit there, and Slark gets a kill.
No more. Yeah, this is just really problematic. I mean, Slark, as we enter into the mid-game, is going to be able to deal with Viper really, really well with Dark Pact and his Invis regen that he gets. Like, Viper is a damage over time hero, and that healing ward pretty much counters that. If it stays up, that's going to be obviously going to be a huge factor in these team fights. And on top of it, he's a big auto-attacking hero, which Visage counters very, very well with Grave Chill, as we just saw in that engagement in the middle.
Kososhka trying to come in through the rear. Korok knows exactly where he's coming. That's why Surge has already been done. Shackle, wow, that's a good angle. Bulba being held in position. Down on 1/3 of his life points. Funzy really out of position. Caught out, and then the back. Actually, he's not dead from this one. 28 HP, and Luna comes in. It's a big eclipse. He still lost 2 of his own teammates. And then into the ultimate from Godblack. Darkseer and Viper did go down the other day, and Korok now regenerating all the damage that was done to him, and even jumping in for a double kill. Soul Assumption going out to Silent. 4 heroes on the sideline. Godblack's forced back, and Korok is trying to be over-aggressive. And when that kind of stuff happens, we know Quantic's normal reaction is just to say, you know what, if you're going to dive our base and you can still kill us off, we just call it GG. And that's what Quantic would have had in the back of their mind if Korok succeeded there. But it wasn't as easy for Liquid. They still lost a lot of life points there.
Yeah, it was definitely a close team fight. If they had been able to secure the early game a little bit better and not lose as many kills early on, those sort of team fights can definitely swing the other direction. I mean, it just takes just a little bit extra, that extra bit of item on those extra levels, and that team fight could have been just the exact opposite. It could have been 4-0 in the favor of Quantic. So it just goes to show you how important this laning phase was, and now it's really going to start working against Quantic heavily. They're going to have to just pretty much turtle up and try and get Luna as much as of a carry as she can. Right now it looks like she's going to be going for an early Yasha. But that might come around and bite her in the butt. If she is unable to get her BKB and is taken down by some of this magic damage, she's going to be severely regretting trying to go for that early damage and mobility.
Yeah, it kind of feels that Quantic now realize that even if they do have like their BKBs up and running, they still need the damage output to kill off the Slark before he just jumps away, regenerates, and comes back in again. Especially when you've got a healing ward in the middle of the fight. So the best way to do it, you've got to get items, you've got to get farm. Yasha is the best way a Luna can really do that in the early stages next to Lifesteal. And then on top of that, you've got to rely on Darkseer, Windrunner, and Treant to do that job. If they do that job, and we see 2 hero shackles, we see Darkseer getting a good back in the wall to make chaos, that's when Luna goes to absolute town. Illusions come down, none of which her ulti will hit, and then she's able to just really nail into Liquid's life points, and then also just right-click. Got to find those levels, get the points up in the glaives, and have it bounce around during that fight, and slowly whittle away at Liquid's life points, while Windrunner's power-shotting, shackling, Treant Protector's trying to keep everyone alive with Leech Seed and armor, and ulti if he can, and Viper will also try and find some space. So if they start worrying about the Luna, then the Viper gets some space. Start worrying about the Viper, then Luna gets some space. But they've got to find that space. Like Viper, he almost found it on that bottom lane. He was sitting on the side, he got a couple of nice clicks in, couldn't actually get a kill off though, which was troublesome for him. But he still found a little bit of space and did a lot of damage in that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. The fact that Luna, I mean, at this point in the game, when you're behind like this, a lot of times the only solution is just pure damage. You're going to be losing the team fights anyway. At this point, a BKB is probably not going to save you, especially since she's not level 11, which is supposed to be like a really big level for Luna. And coupled with survivability, that's supposed to be a large amount of your damage. But here, she doesn't have the levels. They're up against so much, especially the magic immunity that's already going to be coming out of the Juggernaut, that inherent magic immunity. He's got the BKB is already up on Slark. She's just going to have to max out the physical damage as much as possible. Unfortunately, Darkseer, who was supposed to be the one hero who did have a good lane and picked up a lot of CS, he has a mech. And that's fine. I mean, 60 minutes in, that's not bad when you're losing the game. But the problem is Ike's Mike, he has the exact same thing. Yeah. Another 800 gold, he's going to be able to pick that up. And when supports are rivaling your offlane's farm, that's not a good sign.
It's at that moment you really start questioning if you're able to control them. But then again, I'm never going to count out what a Windrunner Shackle can do.
Top tower is under attack.
Not to mention their counter push is not too shabby either.
Radiant's bottom
But
tower.
at the same time, the tier 2 tower is going down to 2 heroes, and because they have to group up as 5, they can't stop it. Funzy, there's a TP coming down the bottom lane. Korok, well, he doesn't see Funzy. Funzy actually gets back to base, all the way back to base. And Bucky Mad now might look for an opening. Familiars are here, Fluff and stuff. This worth a shackle, lines him up to a tree. But it's not quite right for him, and Bucky Mad, there goes the shackle to the tree. While the rest of the Liquid boys are running out through the top, Bucky Mad needs some living armor, and now Familiars. Gonna drop down, gets a double stun, and they're on their way in. Bulba already starts to spin. Ulti at level 2. He's looking for a target, and Sartin would be yet. Goldblack throws off the Omen, and then Leech Seed going on Mike. Back, pulls him into the wall. Bulba really low on life. That Shackle is still on cooldown right now, and there goes to Juggernaut Ultimate. Actually, basically was completely wasted on the illusions. Luna might go down, but TC right on top of both Soshka. Fucking mad, shackled up. Soshka only just living from that rocket barrage. 2 of the big cores lost for Quantic, and about to become the 3rd. Korok with a double kill, pouncing onto his head. Meanwhile on top lane, Goldblack being hunted. Spin, that'll be his death. Back into base, and Bucky Mad dies at his well. And that is GG Go next. As I said, the second that Korok starts diving on the base, killing you in such a manner, Quantic will not waste another moment. They call the GG, and game number 1 goes to Team Liquid.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. I mean, Liquid, they were still going to get stronger as the game went on. Gyrocopter obviously is going to be able to perform that carry role. Even Juggernaut, once you start getting more and more farm, going into that 30-35 minutes, he still gets stronger as sort of a really strong semi-carry. So, good call by Quantic all around. I feel that they just made some really early laning phase mistakes, and that just snowballed heavily against them. I really don't have a problem with their draft so much. I think it was all right. I questioned the Viper pickup as the 5th pick, but it was still interesting to see, and I think the idea was there. Just all around, it just felt execution in the early game was the problem.
Yeah, once Slark got that first blood in the middle lane, and then like the momentum was lost, and then the second kill came in, and the top lane didn't work for him. Things just it was like a house of cards. A couple of things were taken out, and everything's went. But we'll see how game number 2 goes. The boys will have themselves a quick break, think about what has just happened, and we'll be back here with game number 2 of this best of 3 quarterfinal matchup. Quantic going up against Team Liquid to see who will fight out in the semi-finals of the Dreamhack Dota 2 tournament.